Hi guys, it's Pere here, and today we're going to be looking at 5 tips to improve your weighted pull-ups in streetlifting that will really make a difference for your 1 repetition max. Alright, so the first tip is to have a very good and strong grip. We'll first need to put some chalk on our hands, not to be slippery, you know, and yep, let's put some chalk. It's important to put chalk in this part here, which is the part that's going to be gripping the bar. Then, if the bar is very slippery, it's very good also to put some tape so you can have even stronger grip. And if in case you don't have any kind of tape, what you can do is to put some chalk on the bar. I usually like to measure what's my width, which is something we will be talking later. You don't need to put much, just a tiny bit, because then you extend it and you let it sit for 30 seconds and then it's completely dry and you will see that the bar turns white and you will get a pretty good grip. For the tape, it's more or less the same, and what I like to do is to put it counterclockwise, like when you grip the bar, you want to slip that way, so when you put the tape, you put it in the other way around, so it grips a little bit better. And now to finish talking about the grip, what you want to do in pull-ups is to have an overhand grip, so you have the regular grip, which I'm going to show you, which would be like this, where you can see that the wrist is completely under the bar. False grip, which would be with the wrist touching the bar. But then there is the third grip, which is the one we want to do, which is the overhand grip, which is a mix of the 2 grips, where you grip the bar high, but the wrist is not touching the bar. And you're like basically putting the range of motion by maybe a couple fingers, so it's easier for the pull-up. Now, for the second tip, it's going to be about the grip width, which is the optimal one. I'm basically going to show you. I'm going to hang with a grip which is too close, a grip which is too wide, and a grip which is optimal. Usually what happens when you grip too narrow is that the upper part gets more difficult. It's easier to accelerate in the lower part, but it's more difficult to reach the top. If I grip too narrow and I go to the top, I need to flare out my elbows a lot to reach, and it's very hard for me to hold that position at the top part. If you record from yourself from the front and you see that your elbows are flaring out too much, maybe because your grip is usually too narrow. Then what happens if the width is too wide? You may feel even some pain in the chest when starting to pull, because it's very stretched. It's very difficult at the bottom part to have the proper retraction, because it's harder to put the scapula in proper position, and you can see how the elbows are like maybe even flaring inwards at the top part of the pull, which is not very optimal. What you want to happen is that when you're at the top part, the forearms are more or less vertical, slightly flaring outwards. As you can see here, the elbows are slightly flaring outwards, but it's like the perfect balance of having a very good acceleration at the bottom, but also a comfortable position at the top. For the third tip, we're going to be talking about the proper height of the plates and why this is, I would say, one of the most important things of the pull-up, because many people put the plates too high, basically because in the past we used to have iron chains which were shorter, but now we have these rope chains, and as the chains were shorter, the plates used to be higher, but now that we have longer chains, we can afford to put them lower and actually use our lower body, our abs and core to use kind of the leg strength to help us pull higher. I'm standing at the box and the plates are just touching the box. That would be a good height of the plates. You can see that I'm squeezing the plates with my feet properly. So now when I pull up here, I can make force with my legs and the plates. Let's say I put the plates too high, like this. And at the top part here, when I want to enter, my legs go forward because I'm not losing the full leverage of the plates. With the plates in the bottom now, you can really squeeze the plates and push with your legs forward along with the plates, and you have more leverage when you have to overcome the bar to push with your legs along pulling yourself towards the bar. Now for the fourth tip, it's going to be the way how we pull up, actually. Pulling straight versus pulling with more like a C-shape pattern. If you pull up straight, it's harder to work on the bar because you're too close to it. and it's better to separate more from the bar and then go closer to the bar when you're more in the upper part. So let me show you the difference between both kind of pulls. So the first one would be more like a vertical pull. If you do this, what's going to happen is that you're not really engaging your scapula, and you're basically starting the pull by bending your arms, not by making use of your scapula. The other way would be to start by, instead of bending the arms first, properly placing the scapula in a good position, and then the patterns become more like a C-shape pull-up. And yeah, this way it's better to make a good use of the scapula and place the scapula in a better position, so it's easier to maintain it during the whole pull-up. All right, so for the fifth and final tip, that you try to bend the bar a bit, which is going to help a lot with doing proper protraction and scapular depression. So what we're going to do is, when we're about to pull, we're going to be doing like if we were about to bend the bar this way. And as you can see, when we do this movement, I'm already depressing my scapula, which is going to be a very good position to start the pull. If I don't think of bending the bar, I'm just, pulling up normally. But if I want to bend the bar, it's more like I go maybe farther backwards and I place the scapula in a way better position, and I reach the top in a way better position regarding my scapula. So yeah, I think it's a very good cue to think about wanting to bend the bar. There's a very good exercise I call scapula pull-ups, which is you do the bar bending at the first and then you pull, which would be like this. You do the scapular retraction and depression like this, and then you pull up. So it's a good exercise to practice the bar bending. It's a very good exercise if you want to do it in the warm-ups too. So yeah, I think it's great to improve with, trying to bend the bar as you pull. All right, so these were the 5 tips I can give you for you to improve your weighted pull-ups. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I really expect you to try and add them maybe in your workout routines. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything to tell us, just make sure to comment below and give a like and subscribe. Thank you very much.